as a Christian from African descent, you know, is there anything in the Bible that, or not even so much in the Bible, but in the history of Christianity, have we contributed to it? Because I get a lot of feedback of a number of different people about, okay, it's a European religion, we've done nothing towards it whatsoever. What have we done as a nation towards Christianity, the movement of Christianity?
In terms of from African descent?
Yeah.
We've done so much. I can only answer this very shortly, but I can probably give some names and pointers for people to go and research for themselves.
Okay, good.
Because in terms of our input when it comes to the Christian faith, it's huge. It wasn't just landed on us in terms of transatlantic slavery, 1600s. It wasn't. Christianity was in Africa a long time before then. One thing I'd ask people to do is probably look at something called the early church fathers. Mention a couple of names: Bishop of Hippo, his name was Augustine, Tertullian, Jerome. Augustine especially was a North African. A couple of the actual early church fathers, these are the guys who, once Christianity became the religion of the state, after Constantine said it's the religion of the state, in the Council of Nicaea, he basically made it possible for Christians to openly practice their faith and ultimately get into discussions and debates.
Okay.
And the North Africans were very integral within that, because back then, as many people should know, if you think about where it came from geographically, Christianity is it's from the eastern side, not from the western side. It's not a western religion.
Yeah.
You know, that's why Hebrew is so much like Arabic when you look at the language and even the way it's spoken. So if you look at those two guys, Tertullian, Augustine, some of the names are just, you know, hard to say. There's more as well. If you also look at someone called King Gizana, put in Google, look him up. We know about Constantine and the Roman Emperor, and he was Christian. Actually, there was one in North Africa as well, Ethiopia as we know it, which is very integral in the Ethiopian church coming up, named King Gizana, and he was a Christian. And some people say he actually made Christianity the state of the religion before Constantine. It depends who you read. I mean, if it did, then that means the first person to actually make it a religion of the state wasn't a Roman, it was an African. Now, that, you know, some people say, does it matter? To be honest, it doesn't really matter who was first, but you get those kind of debates. But it's just important that we know about things like this, because all we know about is Constantine, and there's all sorts of conspiracy, there's all sorts of talk about it, why we shouldn't trust in it. But then what about King Gizana? North African, clearly black, loved the Lord, and you know, you can look it up for yourselves, it's not hidden in history. So that's all before slavery, that's all before like the things we read about where race came in and we were kind of put up at the bottom of the barrel and used for money. So I'd say to people, do their research and look at it. What we put, I mean, even in the Bible, it's written about people who lived all those years ago. We know by definition, again, geography, they weren't white people with blue eyes and blonde hair. That's Michelangelo's version of it. That's the 16th Chapel's version of it. That is clearly not a true reflection of the people we read about in the Bible. But the Bible's smart because it doesn't actually make references to colour, and it wouldn't do it to race because race wasn't an issue then. But it doesn't make reference to colour, and I think God did that on purpose because he doesn't want colour to be the issue that we've made it into today. There's one race, it's human. But if we're going to be truthful and honest, darker skinned people, black people, have played such a role. If we knew, I think we'd buy into it more. So do your homework. King Gizana, Augustine, Tertullian, there's more. Once you put them in Google, you'll find out and you'll see the input that we put into Christianity.